Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Fidelis. My name is Andy Sachs. Thank you very much for joining me to learn about Fidelis Cloud. This is the industry's only next-generation intrusion prevention system delivered from the cloud, and the only one that uses deep session inspection, detects attacks in the past, and delivers automatically validated alerts. Stay tuned. I'll show you exactly how we do it, then I'll help you win some prizes in our quiz, but first I'd like to get to know you. Show of hands, who here already has an IPS? Okay, are you happy with the job it's doing? Kind of, sort of. Who has an advanced malware solution, something like FireEye? Okay. Who has a dedicated security operations center or an incident response team? Anybody? Who's just here for the free stuff? All right, we love you too. If I told you we could detect, investigate, and resolve incidents 15 times faster than we're doing it today, would you believe me? Well, that's because Fidelis Cloud actually helps you prevent intrusions the way your IPS was supposed to in the first place. What do I mean? Well, tell me if this sounds familiar. First, you learn about an attack, not from one of your security apps. You learn about it from a user with a blue screen of death, or from executive emails on Pastebin, or maybe from the FBI. How about this? Alert fatigue. That's when you've got so many alerts going, you start to tune them out, and you miss the ones that matter. How about the awkward dance you do with IT just to see if an alert is serious and then deal with it? That takes hours or even days. Or how about this? Maybe you're so loaded up with security applications, you spend more time just making them work than you do getting them to work for you. Where does all this leave your security? How much data is stolen while you wait for IT? How disruptive is it to your team members, your end users, your company? Well, Fidelis wants to end this awful cycle for you, and we believe that to do it right, to end those intrusions quickly and completely, you need to do two things. First, you need to detect at all phases of an intrusion, not just the initial exploit. Remember that for the quiz, by the way, all phases. You'll thank me. Second up, you need to automate your response. Now, if you use just one of these, you're going to miss most intrusions and you won't stop the ones you do catch before they do damage. You do both of those and guess what? You've got next generation intrusion prevention. That's why we created Fidelis Cloud. It's the only security solution that assembles and analyzes your network sessions in real time to help you cut out all of that waiting so you can respond to events, you resolve problems up to 15 times faster, and you minimize your damage. You skeptical? That's okay. Let me show you how Fidelis did all that for an organization facing some pretty serious security threats. An electric utility. Now, these folks stand on the front line of the cyber battlefield. Every day, nation states like Russia, China, Iran try to steal their customer information or worse. Now, our customer had an IPS, but their CISO told us they still had problems. First, blind spots. He knew they were getting phished with documents with embedded PowerShell, but his tools couldn't find them. Why? Well, his existing IPS was what he called a noise machine that couldn't find the signal, and his response process was spread across multiple products. You know, he also couldn't operationalize his threat feeds. He had plenty of intel from the government, from sharing groups, but he couldn't apply it in his tools easily. And to top it off, guess what? When he did get an alert, it took him up to 3 days to investigate it. You know the result, right? His team missed the alerts that mattered. They wasted time on wild goose chases. Meanwhile, attackers are roaming his network for weeks, stealing customer data. How did Fidelis help? Well, we took these 3 steps. Step 1, we replaced their packet-based IPS and their FireEye box with Fidelis Cloud. Now, with just a single sensor, we are watching all of their web traffic, email, FTP, peer-to-peer traffic, and more across all of their ports and protocols. And because we're using deep session inspection to assemble and analyze not just their packets, but all of their network sessions in real time, they're now detecting intrusions they couldn't even see before, like attacks using embedded scripts and Word documents and web shells posted on their website. Deep session inspection, remember that as well for the quiz. You'll thank me. Plus, they can now see intrusions at every stage, including when attackers do reconnaissance, when they install malware, or if they're actively controlling a compromised host. So they can detect and stop intrusions they couldn't even see before. Step 2, we automated their alert to resolution process and we shortened it from days to minutes. For example, they had this one nasty spear phishing email that used a fake UPS alert just like this one to download ransomware. Have you ever been hit by one of these? Yeah, their systems didn't detect it, but Fidelis Cloud did. You can see it actually right here on the alert screen. Here, I'll magnify it for you. It's the second row from the bottom. There it is there. And when we jump from there to the alert detail screen, you're going to see the target victim's name and the subject line right in that green box. And then down here, you'll see the attachment presented, which you can download with just one click. Click again and watch this. We're going to jump to another screen with a list of all of the recipients who got that email with a similar subject line. Even if you could get your Exchange administrator on the phone, they couldn't tell you all this. And here it is, in just a few clicks. All right, folks, also, unlike their old IPS, Fidelis doesn't just alert them to a potential problem, we pre-validate it. That means we go back to the alert screen, and there you can see that we've checked the history of every endpoint in their organization, and we told them which ones were actually compromised. And what happens, by the way, when we detect a compromised endpoint? Well, we go back to the alert details screen, and right there we're going to give them all the information that they need to take action, including what was happening before and after the alert on both their network and their endpoint. Next up, for example, we can see right here that there are a whole bunch of different processes running, right? Now, if you click on one and a process tree pops up, that'll show you exactly what happened. But most important is this. Their analysts can now take action immediately, isolating the endpoint, wiping files, and a whole lot more. By stopping the attack when it starts, they prevent data theft, and they save the time and money and disruption they used to spend ejecting an attacker who had spent days in their environment. And they do it all with one product, one interface, in a matter of minutes, with no IT ticket required. Step 3, we help them put their intel to work. Now, they are part of the Electricity Information Sharing and Analysis Center. This is a group that shares intel in the energy sector. But with FireEye or Cisco, they couldn't easily apply that intel. With Fidelis Cloud, they use it to find threats going forward and also see where they've been compromised in the past. That's one system, 3 steps. Tens of thousands of dollars saved by switching and replacing their old IPS and FireEye, all with the convenience and economy of the industry's only cloud-delivered service model. If what we did for them sounds good to you, talk to us. All right, folks, it's time for a couple of quick announcements. Then we will run your quiz. We'll give out some free stuff. Sound good? All right, first, our next presentation is at 1:45. We're running them at quarter past and quarter of every hour, so come on back. Finally, where are my folks who said you have a SOC or an IR team? Anybody? Okay, good. After we're done, you're going to go to the demo station right over there where it says, see what you've been missing on the wall. How about all those folks who don't have a SOC or an IR team, but maybe you're looking to prevent intrusions anyway? Where are you? Okay, you're going to go to the demo stations right over there where it says Next Gen Intrusion Prevention on the wall. And whoever you talk to, make sure to ask them about our streamlined pricing with unlimited sensors to cover all of your affected bandwidth. All right, now it's quiz time. I'm going to ask you 3 questions from the presentation, and for each one, the first person to shout the right answer as soon as I'm done asking wins this. And I'm going to tell you what it is by way of illustration. This is Ursula. Let's say Ursula is just out and about in the streets of San Francisco one day, minding her own business. All of a sudden, oh my gosh, starts raining. Does Ursula panic? No, she does not. And here's why. She just grabs her beautiful Fidelis tote bag, unzips the secret compartment in the bottom, and boom, just like that, umbrella ready to go. Ingenious? Perhaps. But that's the way we roll here at Fidelis Cybersecurity. All right, so again, here's the way the quiz works. I'm going to ask you a question. When I'm done asking the question and not a split second sooner, the first person to shout the right answer as loud as they can wins the prize for that question. So you have to be first, you have to be loudest, and you have to wait till I'm done asking the question. Are we good? Are you ready to go? You do not sound ready to go. You will have to talk in order to win the prize. Let me ask again. Are you ready to go?
Yes!
All right, not bad, not bad. Let's see. Let's go on to question number 1. At Fidelis, we believe that to prevent intrusions quickly and completely, in which stage of the attack lifecycle does your IPS need to detect attacks? That was a tough one. I think I heard the gentleman in the striped shirt first. What about you? Okay. The judges have deliberated and are in agreement. Congratulations, sir. Well done. And you all caught on. That was a trick question. We're looking for all phases of the attack. You ready for question 2? You ready for question 2? Okay, here we go. Question 2. What's the name of the Fidelis Cloud technology that decodes and analyzes entire sessions in real time and at wire speed. Did she?
I felt it.
You had a vibe, you felt a connection with her, you felt like, okay, all right, well, there it is. Our winner number 2, congratulations. Deep session inspection is the answer. I'm very impressed with how many of you knew that. That's great. Question number 3. Now, folks, I got to warn you, as you might expect, this is the toughest question of the set. So I hope you paid attention. I hope you took notes. You may want to do research before you offer your answer. If you want to get on your smartphones and dial up Google, feel free. You ready to go? Yeah. You ready to go? Yeah. Okay. Question number 3. Who makes the industry's only cloud-based next-generation IPS? The only one with this deep session inspection. I'm not done yet. I will keep this whole group after the show ends today. Once again, question number 3. Who makes the industry's only cloud-based next-generation IPS? The only one that uses deep session inspection, that detects attacks in the past, and that delivers automatically validated alerts? Yes! Oh, no. Okay, folks, clearly we have a situation here, right? We could not accurately determine the winner in that case, so we're going to go to sudden death. And here's what we do. We're going to have what we call a shout-off. It's very simple. I will count to 3. And when I'm done counting, you're all going to yell Fidelis at the top of your lungs. Loudest person wins, as determined by Ursula right here. You ready to go? Yeah. Again, you got to be loud. You ready to go? Yeah. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Fidelis! It was clearly.
Yeah. She reached for the stars on that one. I could feel it. Don't worry, because we've got a present for each of you. Everybody who joined us for this presentation picks up a Fidelis t-shirt. Look for Katie right over here. She is our t-shirt distribution specialist. She'll make sure you get outfitted in the right size. When you're over on that side of the booth, we invite you to stop by our demo stations, talk to our staff. It's finally your turn to talk, and we would love to hear your story. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate your time and attention. We wish you a wonderful afternoon here at RSA.